I think let's start with the basics. Can you explain just how China, India, and Russia could attempt to interfere in our election here?
Yeah, sure. So there's a couple of ways, and I don't have to make it up. We just did a big public inquiry into foreign interference that lasted over a year. There was a really respected judge who kind of got to the bottom of it. And there's a few things that they can do. One is what they call hack and leak, so that they'll get into a political campaign, they'll find some embarrassing dirt, they'll hack into those systems, and then they'll leak it with a view to damaging the credibility of candidates that they don't like. They can also try and muck with the elections infrastructure itself, although that's maybe a little bit less important in Canada because we've got a paper back ballot, and I still have not found a good way to hack a piece of paper. So that's one tactic.
Fair.
The other is cohort funding, right? So you got to follow the money, and so we've seen some evidence of this. Also, messing with nomination contests, so busting in foreign students and things like that to try and get your candidate through. And then the biggie is disinformation campaigns, where they're really trying to go after the information ecosystem itself.
And why do we need to be concerned about this, as Canadians, about why foreign governments want to influence our democracy? To what end?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, to make the world look more appropriate for them, right? So this is all about exerting influence and control and power and leveraging this for your own, what we would say is geostrategic interests. So what does that actually mean? Well, we're talking about democracy here, and people often talk about democracy without saying what it is. And what it is, what we are defending here, is two things. The first is democracy as a process. So we elect our leaders. And so through some fashion, you cast a ballot, and there's different ways of doing it. First past the post, majority, whatever. In the American system, they've got the Electoral College, which is this antiquated thing. Doesn't matter. The point is, through some fashion, we all get to pick who our leaders are. So that's the process part. The more important part for this conversation is democracy is an outcome. And there's three things that democracies do that authoritarian governments don't. The first is respect for human rights, right? So this is what's on the line here. The second is pluralism, right? So that we've got a society where we can all live and coexist without violence. And the third is rule of law. Like, this is what's on the line here. This is what matters, that we get to pick our leaders, that we get to determine our destiny, that we get to decide our future and the future for our kids in a society that respects the rule of law, is pluralistic, right? And is one that where human rights are the bedrock of our kind of ecosystem. And so that's what's on the line here. That's why this matters. And the bad guys don't care about any of the stuff that I just said, right? They're purposely trying to undermine it because they don't like that stuff, right? And they don't like us being able to push back against their view of the world.